Have you ever had problems with your garage door opener? I did, and it took me to mystical faraway lands such as Amazon and Google and Canadian Tire, and eventually led me to a Genie. So this is my story of how I fixed my problems. It's a story about how I took 2 weeks to fix a problem that in the end only took 1 second to fix. Seriously. So watch to the end and find out how I fixed the problem. It had all started with the wall button that I pushed to open and close the garage door. Suddenly, it had just stopped working. I didn't know why. It was like that for a couple of weeks until I had time to deal with it, so I just relied on using my remotes to open and close the door. Eventually, I took a look at the button and it turns out a wire had just come off. Simple enough, I reattached it and solved the problem. It took like 2 minutes to do. I should have done it sooner. So I thought I was done, right? Wrong. Shortly after that, the remote started having problems. The door wasn't opening consistently. It seemed like I had to get closer and closer and try multiple times to get it to work. So I had replaced the batteries. After putting in new batteries, then neither remote worked. It had gone from bad to worse. And yes, the batteries were installed correctly. Strange that the remotes are completely hooped now that I replaced the batteries. I got a ladder and I went up to have a look at my garage door opener, which is an older Genie model. Somehow standing on a ladder and staring at it did not fix it. I tried a few other things. I wiggled the antenna like that was going to magically fix something. And then I tried the remote again, and dang, it worked. The garage door opened. I thought, nice, the problem was solved. So I put everything away and put the ladder away, and then I pressed the remote to close the garage door. But now it doesn't work again. What the heck? I did notice that the light came on the remote, so it looks like it's sending a signal. And I wondered if the signal was just weak, so I stood right under the garage door opener and I held the remote high up close to the antenna, and it worked. So I thought, well, maybe the antenna or the receiver in the garage door opener is having an issue. So I spent some time Googling and watching YouTube videos to find an answer, and what I came up with was this: Genie Dual Frequency Conversion Kit. Information in the links below. It's a secure and reliable way to upgrade older garage door openers so that they open reliably and can improve the range for the remote. It was my plan today to install it, so this morning I was looking at it and getting ready to do the job. But it kept bugging me. Why would the remotes completely stop working as soon as I changed the batteries? I thought, is it possible that I was not paying attention or making some dumb mistake or overlooking something? So before tackling the installation of the Genie Dual Frequency Conversion Kit, I wanted to be sure. So I grabbed my $11 battery tester, which by the way is one of those little things in life that are actually worth spending money on. Very handy to have. I opened up my remotes and tested them, switched the batteries around, but no luck. One remote is completely broken, no LED turns on, so that's out. But the other remote still works, like I said, if I'm standing really close to the garage door opener. So suddenly, and quite accidentally while I was handling my remote garage door opener, I noticed something. At the back of the remote, there's a recessed switch. I looked at it closer and I thought, what is this for? It was set to D, so I randomly tried moving it to C. I pushed the button and voila, the garage door opens like it's supposed to. What is this voodoo? I needed to find out. I'm using the Skylink Universal Remote, which is sold for $31 at Lowe's. So I go to the Skylink website and I download the manual and I look at what those settings mean. I see that it needs to be set to match the frequency of my garage door opener, and obviously at some point I must have moved it. Okay, so problem solved. I don't need the Genie Dual Frequency Conversion Kit, so I'm going to return that to Amazon. And the shipping fee and the wasted time, well, that's my penalty for making a dumb mistake. So how did that switch get moved in the first place? It's simple. When you go to replace the batteries, you need to use a coin to pop off the battery cover. You can see there's a little notch to pop it off. But if the lighting isn't good, the recessed switch panel looks like a notch too. And I remember inserting a coin into it and trying to pop off the wrong end, before I realized that the battery compartment was on the other side. In the process, I must have moved that switch, not realizing it was there. So that was it. That was the problem. 2 weeks to solve, and really only took 1 second. So I hope this video is helpful to somebody else out there. If you have a remote that's not working, then the easiest thing to do is check that switch. Make sure you didn't accidentally knock it off like I did. And if this helps one person, well then I guess this video is worth it. Cheers.